So this is just a quick video for week 9. So lab task 1, which was to unpack the principles of the 1997 roof geometry question and to design a lesson based off this. So first thing we'll just have a quick look at is the key principles of the question. So we have the horizontal cutting plane. So this is useful to find the line of intersection of two planes, and the horizontal important thing to remember is the horizontal cutting plane remains at the same height above the ground level in all elevation views and including auxiliaries. So we can see that just in the picture underneath with the little stick figures and horizontal cutting plane, how it remains at the same height for all of them. And then just similar to a horizontal cutting plane, vertical cutting plane will also remain at the same height in any plan view or auxiliary plan view. So then moving on to rebatment. So rebatment of a plane which is at 90 degrees to the true length of an intersection between two surfaces will show the dihedral angle between the surfaces. So we can see there up above how this would look on the actual drawing itself with the dihedral angle between two sections of the roof, and how in the auxiliary elevation there we have the rebatment itself, and then underneath more of a 3D sketch of this showing how two surfaces meet and the dihedral angle in between. So then we have generating cones. So these are useful to help find the traces of surfaces against the plane's reference, and these cones can be altered to help find the traces of a roof surface. So we can see here our cone in orange, and this red section here is the surface of the roof, and then the green line is the trace of the line of contact that the flat roof surface meets or makes with the cone. So then just moving on to some student difficulties and solutions. So the most important thing is to be able to visualize the question itself, and if the students can't, they're going to really be stuck. So a roof is a 3D object, and when students are presented with a question that they can only see a 2D version of, so in this question they're given elevation and plan, it's hard to visualize how this looks in 3D. So one of the ways to help students deal with this is by simply creating a 3D physical model of a roof to show where the students can get the dihedral angle and how lines of intersection work and how join lines work. So another way to help with this is by having the students look at a SolidWorks 3D model of the roof, and I just have two pictures of it there, and just showing that each face is color coordinated so students can distinguish between each face. So we'll just go into SolidWorks there quickly and have a look. So you can see here on the piece of paper, the question, students will be presented with an elevation like this, and it's flat. And then if we just change our view to a plan, you can see it's also just flat. But if we come in at an angle, we can see the students can rotate and get a better idea of actually this is a 3D object and not just two-dimensional like on their sheet. So then lastly, using and understanding the necessary key principles. So having the students being able to just complete this question isn't enough. We want them to be able to use the key principles that they've learned in order to complete any of these questions. So it's important that as a teacher we make sure the students fully understand when, why, and where students use certain principles, and having a class discussion and getting the students' ideas on what they think which principles are needed is a good idea. So then just have a quick look at the developed resource. So just we have our SolidWorks 3D model there in figure 1 and figure 2 as discussed earlier, and then in figure 3 and figure 4 we can see I have a cone created, a generating cone, and we can see the orange paper is the roof surface, and we can see the line of contact that they have. So then outlining of the lesson, so just a simple introduction to the key principles at the start, and then a discussion with the students, see what key principles they think is needed for the question, and then just before starting the question, having a quick look at the 3D roof model of SolidWorks to help students visualize the question before they start into it. So then the students begin the question, and halfway through then, or partially through, you'd have the students look at the second developed resource when it comes to the section of using generating cones, and this will give them a better idea of what they're actually drawing. So then lastly, just having a quick Q&A session with students to see any further questions that they might have.